Lightning Hurricane, Mario. The Tampa Bay Lightning won this series in 5 games, and they are now advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals for the second year in a row and will face the winner between the New York Islanders and Boston Bruins. Overall, Mario, the Lightning absolutely dominated the series. Again, like I mentioned, they won in 5 games, and they did a really good job. Now let's go to the Lightning. I'll start with them. Braden Point, he had 4 goals and 2 assists. He did a really good job. Nikhil Kucherov had 5 assists and 2 goals, and he did a good job. So overall, everybody did a good job here, Mario. I don't know why I keep saying that, but anyway, Victor Hedman had 3 assists. Steven Stamkos had 3 assists and 2 goals. On Andre Vasilevskiy, he did a really good job, Mario, as we expect out of him. Overall, in the series, he saved 142 shots out of 151. He did a really good job, and that's a percentage of 94. Now let me go to the Hurricanes, okay? Andrei Svechnikov, he had 4 assists. Sebastian Aho, he had 1 goal and 3 assists. Tara Vinen, he had a goal and 3 assists, and Jordan Staal had a goal and 2 assists. And their 2 goalies, they actually had 2 goalies play. Alex Nedeljkovic, he only played game 1, 2, and 5. Because I guess he wasn't really doing that good. And then Peter Marzek, he played game 3 and 4, and overall, that's a total of 119 saves out of 133, which is a save percentage of 89.4 or 0.894, excuse me. So yeah, well, let's talk about this, okay, Mario? So what went wrong for the Hurricanes? I can tell you one thing that went wrong for the Hurricanes. A lot of people got involved. You look at the Lightning, Kucherov, Point, Stamkos, they were all getting involved. Sebastian Aho, Jordan Staal, they weren't getting involved that much. You know what I mean? And I watched a few of these games too, all the ones I watched highlights of. And the Hurricanes, it's a team that we expected to take the Lightning to the brink, but didn't. You know what I mean? They had the pieces to do it. Alex Nedeljkovic is a great goalie. I believe he's in his rookie year. I could be wrong about that. I'm pretty sure he is. Or like he's young, but he's still very good at what he does, So they have their goalie for the future. You know what I mean? You got, like I said, you got Sebastian Aho and Jordan Staal. They did a really good job in the playoffs as well, despite the series. So overall, Mark, I think the big problem is, that and power play goals was another issue for the Carolina Hurricanes. They only made 2 power plays out of 14, which is atrocious, Mario. That's unacceptable. They also let in giveaways in every game except for game 3. You can't be doing that. You keep the puck away, and you can't be doing that to the Tampa Bay Lightning, because that's a team that will capitalize on that. You know what I mean? So, but they had 1 pro throughout the series, Mario, and they let in takeaways in every game, and then they let in face-off percentage in every game except for game 5. But here's my problem with that, okay? You had that pro, right? Why didn't you capitalize on that? Why? You had all those chances to score goals and you just didn't. I get Andre Vasilevskiy is one of the best goalies in the game, but still, you could have broken through that if you had the right game plan. So overall, Mario, I think one of the bigger issues with the Carolina Hurricanes that their top stars just didn't get involved. They didn't show up when the time really called for it, and they just didn't capitalize on the opportunities they were given, and that's what really led them to their downfall. Now let me go to the Lightning, okay? Because overall, it's kind of hard for me to point out a glaring weakness of this team, especially in this series. They did a really good job, Mario. They dominated basically in every category. Like I mentioned with the Hurricanes, the Lightning only led game 3 in giveaways, so they did a really good job of trying to keep the puck on their side. But they had 1 con, and they never led a takeaway category, and only led 1 game in faceoff percentage, and that was game 5. So if I'm the Tampa Bay Lightning and I look at that, facing against either the Boston Bruins or the New York Islanders, you can't be doing that against them. Those are 2 teams that will take advantage of that in any situation they can. Same thing with power plays. They had 7 out of 16, which it's not that bad, but you could be better with that. You could be a lot better with that, but it's not bad. But again, a team like the Boston Bruins, they will take advantage of that. New York Islanders will take advantage. That's just, you got to make sure you make those power plays. But overall, Mario, there's really not a lot of glaring weaknesses for the Tampa Bay Lightning. They did a really good job, as we expect. They are defending their title after all. So, you do expect this team to be great. So with that being said, best of luck to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Not too much luck, because if the Bruins have to face you guys, that's going to be a good series. Either way, it's going to be a good series no matter who they face. So best of luck to the Lightning. As for the Hurricanes, best of luck to you guys in the offseason. It's back to the drawing board. I'm sure this team will go back to the playoffs next year if they get everything going on all 4 cylinders. So best of luck to these guys. And overall, it was a great series, Mario. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, Nate. Well, first of all, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning on moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. And as to the Carolina Hurricanes, best of luck to you guys in the offseason. Here's the thing, Nate. Okay, I talk about this so many times. They, whoever the team is facing these guys, and it has not happened yet, you have to stop this big three. This big three is ridiculous. And the fact that Victor Hedman is now joining it just makes it that more dangerous. But here's the thing, you got guys like Sorelli, okay, who are also getting involved as well. This team, this Lightning team, Nate, is a very, very hard team to beat. Okay. Now, again, when we talk about it, again, power play 7 out of 16 compared to 2 out of 14. When you have a powerful team like the Lightning, there has to be a category where you have to capitalize. Okay. Whether that's defensively, whether you stop them, which no team has been able to stop the whole three in general, and I'll say this, the Hurricanes have done good in some games, stopping like 2 out of 3 of them. But regardless, when you get this whole big three involved, it's a scary, scary thing. So you have to take advantage of one category. Whether that category is, again, in their case, they took advantage of face-offs and takeaways. So when you really look at it, Nate, that's something that they did very well. But the problem is when you have a team this dangerous offensively, you have to be better defensively than just leading in takeaways and again not giving up the puck as much. Or my bad, they had more giveaways in every game except for game 3. So when you look at it, Nate, that was something that I felt like really did cost them. The fact that they were just giving up puck. In some games it was close, it was like 5-4, but other games it was something as like 11-23. You can't be giving up the puck that much to this team. And I know that they're a good team, but you can't be giving the puck up to them. Now, there is one guy I do want to point to, and I got to give him all the credit in the world. And before any of these series started, Nate, I talked to you about this guy, Andre Vasilevsky. Let me tell you something about Andre Vasilevsky. When the lights are bright, he shines. Okay. And I say it many, many times. This man is again, he's one of the best goalies in the game. I think he is one of the most premier goalies in the game as far as playoff wise. But you look at Vasilevsky, I mean, come on, Nate, these stats are ridiculous. Okay. His worst game, he had an 84% save percentage. And the next game after that, he ended up getting 100. This man averaged 94% on saves. This man saved 142 out of 151 shots this entire series. If that's not an elite goalie, I don't know what is. Now, obviously, you go to the Carolina Hurricanes and Nedeljkovic, he's a good goalie. He had some good games. This is what I don't like, Nate. Okay, and teams make this mistake a lot. We've seen this with the Florida Panthers. Okay, when they face the Lightning, Nedeljkovic goes. All right, so he gets 93%, 0.933% in game 1, 0.867 in game 2, and 0.92 in game 5. Okay. Let's point to 1 and 2 for a second. Okay, he goes 0.933 and then he goes 0.867. What I don't like is when they decide, hey, we're gonna put in another goalie. He does a good job. Okay, you know what happens right after they do a good job? They have a terrible game right after for some reason. You went from 0.946. This is Peter Mrazek. You went from 0.946 to 0.769. How does that happen? And I'm going to be honest with you, Spencer Knight did the same thing for the Florida Panthers. Remember, he had that really good game against the Lightning, and in the next game, he just blew it. Look, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Alex Nedeljkovic was not broken. He was not the fault. He was not at fault for this. Who was really at fault was, again, your stars not showing up. Okay, if you're going up against a great team like the Tampa Bay Lightning, who have 3 stars, and 2 other guys that are going to contribute and just be explosive on offense, you need to match that. Okay. Now, again, the only guys really that made an impact. It wasn't even really an impact if you compare it to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Andrei Svechnikov, he had 4 assists. Sebastian Aho, he had a goal and 3 assists. Teravainen, he had a goal and 3 assists. Jordan Staal, a goal and 2 assists. Where are you guys? Okay, you're not. Okay, like you have to keep up with them offensively. If you're not, at least stop them defensively. At least have that type of game plan. Okay, but let me tell you something, Nate. I really do like the Lightning's chances of going to the Stanley Cup Finals. I do like them. You want to know why? Because both the Islanders and the Bruins have shown weaknesses in that playoff series. And not only that, Nate, But I predicted it was going to be I'm going to say this. I think it's going to be the Lightning and the Avalanche. Even the Avalanche are showing weaknesses now, because now they're down 3-2 to the Golden Knights, and I believe that game's going to be today.
Yeah, I can check for you. I'm pretty sure they played last night, so it'll probably end up being tomorrow or something. But I'll check it for you to be.
Here's the thing, though. Even in Tampa Bay's losses, though, they really haven't shown a lot of weaknesses. The way you stop this team is you have to stop that three-headed monster. Okay, you need to stop Stamkos. You need to stop Braden Point, and you need to stop Kucherov. Braden Point is leading his teams in goals. Kucherov is leading his team in points, and Stamkos is the third star part of that. These guys are just bullying people offensively. And then defensively, they might not have the stats that really do pop out. Like they might not, they might as for the Tampa Bay Lightning, they might not lead in takeaways, and as far as faceoff percentage, they might not be great at that. But let me tell you something, Nate. The defense that matters the most, they step up and they do a great job with it. This is why you don't see the Tampa Bay Lightning lose a lot. It's because even when they're bad defensively, Andre Vasilevsky is there to help them. So this team is a very, very scary team to beat. And what's scary about it, Nate, is it's like they kept the same team. This team has not changed from last year to this year. Okay, in my opinion, it's the same team. So when you look at it, this is going to be a very, very difficult team to beat. No matter who wins between the Bruins and the Islanders, no matter who goes out in that series, this is going to be a very difficult team to beat. Period in the NHL. So look, if I'm the Bruins or if I'm the Islanders, whoever wins that series, look at the film and try to stop these guys. But let me tell you something: the way you stop them is you stop that three-headed monster. The only person, because honestly, to be honest, the only time they got stopped is when they stopped themselves. Let's go, for example, when the Hurricanes ended up defeating them in that one game, it was because Kucherov ended up getting a penalty and he had to sit in the penalty box. So the only time they defeated themselves that I've seen, in my opinion, is again them defeating themselves. It hasn't been the other team. So again, look at this three-headed monster and stop it. If you can stop 2 out of 3 of them, I think you're golden to beat them. But problem is with that, Nate, it's really, really hard. And then when you have guys like Sorelli and Victor Hedman really getting in, it just makes it even harder. But regardless, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning on advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals. They will play the winner of the series between the Boston Bruins and the New York Islanders. The Bruins are behind 3-2, Nate, if I'm correct. Is that game being played today? I don't think it is.
What, the Bruins and Islanders? Yeah, that's being played today.
Oh, okay, cool. So we'll see what happens with that series. As for the Tampa Bay Lightning, again, congratulations on making it to the next round. To the Carolina Hurricanes, it's back to the drawing board. I wish you guys the best of luck in the offseason. But overall, Nate, these games, they weren't blowouts, but it proved that the Tampa Bay Lightning are very dominant against other teams, especially offensively.